A really great question from somebody that says, what are some plants you've each grown to feel really related to? And how did your relationship begin? Did it stem from the plant's physical looks and personalities? Did it start from your spirit voice inside of you? From intrigue or what you read, or what you read the plant can provide for us medicinally? Do you want to go out first?
Yeah. So, I mean, because it's a strange segue, because remember what I said, I could tell that those were red oaks. I didn't know the name. I didn't know what a red oak was when I was 10 or 11. But by age 17, 18, I did. And in my memory, though, I knew that they were red oaks, So then but my favorite plant of all is the bur oak, which is, of course, a cousin. It's in the white oak division of the oaks. But I just love the bur oak. It's very characteristic here of the Midwest. It grows, you'd find it on the east, actually on the shores of Lake Champlain. There's some oak savannas there, then Mohawk River Valley, and then into the Midwest, all the old prairies in the middles of those states away from the river valleys, and then on up into Winnipeg and down into Oklahoma and out, and even as far as Idaho. There's a few scattered, like the Black Hills. There's still bur oak, and so I just love that tree, and it kind of speaks. It speaks to me the integrity. I've got like Saturn on my ascendant, so it's like that integrity, kind of Saturnian type energy, and so when I was a freshman, and also it was the first one I energetically understood a tree. Oh, this is Saturn. I see. Oh, okay. Like astrological, thinking. And so in my class in college, old Dr. Lawrence, who was a wonderful character, just like Dr. Francis Hull, Dr. Lawrence, I was in a class, field botany, and we had to do a report on one plant, and mine was bur oak, and I repeated things he taught me, but the bur oak, it grows it's very conservative, and it's slow growing, and it keeps on getting burned by the prairie fires, and finally it becomes a savanna tree. If there's 13 years with no fires, then it grows, one of those 13-year things. And then underground, it's like the roots are bigger than the top is only that big, and the roots are twice as big. And so there's just many things about a conservative kind of gathering up, being careful and slow. And so at the end so in those days, I really didn't know how to talk, because I had to learn astrology better and to be able to describe energy patterns to people and how I thought and stuff. So I couldn't speak very well. So he said, well, that wasn't a great oral presentation. You got a B for that, but you really understand the essence of this plant. And he gave me an A minus. And so I got an A for that class, but I was kind of flabbergasted, wow, you got what I'm talking about, that this is the essence of the tree we're talking about here. Yeah. So that's just how I visualize it. Yeah. Some of those big, just, yeah. So yes, like that. And very much a tree of this region here. Yeah. Those acorns are a little different from what's in my neighborhood. Yeah. And that craggy look in that central one there in the second row. Yeah, that one. So that's my favorite tree. And I'm using oak right now. And actually it is a bur oak, just for tooth decay. It's very good for the teeth and remineralizes, and good for the dentin. And and it's good. It's the ultimate astringent tone. So everything has an effect on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. Like on the physical level, it's a tremendous astringent and mineralizer. So it brings the tone back into the tissues. And then on the mental, emotional level, Dr. Bach taught us it's a remedy for people who fight on against adversity, never give up, but never succeed. And I've had some case histories like that. And then my friend Susan, when she needed it, she got bucked off a horse, and the veins were really big, really expanded and big, and just bruised in a way. And so she needed that astringent to tighten them up. And she said, oh, I see. This remedy helps you know the battles you can win, because that was a horse you couldn't win. It would never let you. She eventually realized it had back trouble, so it bucked her off. But so there's battles you can't win. You can't waste your time on that. So that's the spiritual level. The mental, emotional, fight on against adversity, never give up. And the physical level, deep dilapidation, the mighty oak is broken down of the tissue. So that's just one herb. I won't do two because that was a great question. How about you, Susan? Yeah. Oh, you're muted, I think. Yeah.
For me, growing up, I just really struggled with asthma and, just lungs. And so, certainly bonding with Usnea was really powerful for me. And later kind of getting to meet OSHA and really connecting with those plants that kind of open up and help you breathe. I think, I don't know, it's, I'm more of the, plant ecologist, but I guess that maybe the lungs are where we hold, grief, I think, to some extent. I don't, but that's been my kind of portal with plants and a healing capacity. And certainly, I don't know. I mean, I think my first loves were garlic and ginger.
Garlic mustard.
and lots of garlic mustard on my property in Virginia. So somebody has a really great question about struggled with how your relationship with nature or a specific plant you can feel mutually beneficial. For example, the nettles in my yard do a lot for me, but what am I doing for them in return? I guess that, element of reciprocity or that relationship. I mean, I sort of, I feel like just letting plants be and do their thing is probably the best thing we can do. There's, what I mean? So often we intervene, and when we could just, let them appear. And also just that, how I'm always amazed at how you come across a plant or you read about it or somebody says something to you, and then all of a sudden it just starts appearing in your life over and over and over again. So that, I don't know, you have that experience where like it somehow slips in there and then all of a sudden it's just like appearing everywhere.
I read about it and the next day somebody needs it. It's like, what?
Right. Exactly. Or you're walking down the street and you're like, wait a minute, there it is right over there growing.
Our plants intersect because you do see the Usnea growing in the big old oaks in different parts. Not in Minnesota so much, not even up here, Minnesota and Wisconsin, but yeah. So, yeah. Well, thank you for those good questions. And thanks for joining us. Visit us at the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism.com.